Okay, so here are some things you could be doing better. And I would say the same tips that I'm giving you here would be tips that I would say an individual could do or a company page. I will also put one caveat. It's very difficult for a company page to go viral. In fact, I would say it's almost impossible. So you don't necessarily need to follow all of the same rules. The only way to get really good engagement with a LinkedIn company page is to get your employees to share your content. And that's what most firms don't do. So your employees can either be your strongest brand ambassadors or your weakest, and you need to tap into their valuable networks, because let's say your firm has 5,000 connections, and that doesn't necessarily mean that there's overlap or all 5,000 of those people follow your lawyers, or that they're going to see it, because the algorithm is so tricky it makes you not see this content. So I just want to say that. So some of the things that I've seen work really well: short form video, number one. So it's really hard for people to put themselves on video, and I feel like it's an underutilized tool. I also think that most law firms have video that they don't even realize they have. And let me give you a few examples. Number one, every webinar you've done has a video component if you've recorded it on Zoom or something else. A lot of people don't strip out. So, okay, number one, nobody wants to watch that 50-minute video unless they're getting CLE credit, okay? And if you post that 50-minute video on LinkedIn, nobody's going to watch anything but the first 3 minutes. So if it's just introductions, you've lost people. But what you can do is splice it up into 10, 15 segments. And usually webinars are, evergreen. So they're a little bit less timely. Sometimes they are timely, but there are elements of it that are more, that are evergreen, that you can reuse and repurpose, that are timeless. So find those segments. And what I always do, Greg, is I get the transcript. There's a lot of services. I've used Otter before. There's Rev. There's a lot of them. And so download that transcript. Number one, you've got a blog post or several. You've got social media copy for days, quotes, all of those things. And then you've got these short form video segments. And you don't have to be an expert in video editing either. I'm not. What I do with my videos is a trick that my friend Alexis Robertson, who works at Foley and Lardner, she taught me this. I was like, how did you make those short videos? She does it with the screen recording button feature on the iPhone. So in videos like uploaded to YouTube, she'll just get and screen grab the section that she wants and then cut it down, like right from there. I literally do it on my couch while I'm watching House of Dragons or White Lotus, and it's so easy. So, okay, short form video. The video should be no more than 3.5 minutes, okay? The second thing, list posts. They do so well. So 10 reasons why you should have a LinkedIn strategy. 10 reasons why you should listen to this podcast that we're on right now. That's great. And I'll tell you, I'm so scared of ChatGPT, and we can talk about that if you want. But if you asked it to write a post about this, it literally would, but don't just take it at face value. You have to add your own spin to it. But it'll at least give you a starting point. But tips, those pieces do so well. An infographic, bringing to life your content with an image that actually has substance. That's great. Please don't use any images that are stock images, particularly in the DEI space. And just if you're trying to show your lawyers, don't make them, don't use anything that's not your people. And so I would say those kinds of things do really well. And again, with video, if you could bring to life a client alert, get your lawyers to talk about, distill down the key points of the client alert. One more tip, carousel images. Nobody is doing this for the most part. Carousels are so easy to create. You can actually do it natively now on LinkedIn, or you can do it through Canva, which is the graphic design program I use. And you would essentially so let's say it was 5 changes in California pay transparency, which is actually something I worked on recently. It's an alert. I'm going to break it up into a carousel post, which would have one page graphically with each of those tips or 5 changes, whatever it is, and then people scroll through it. So you upload it as a PDF. Why do I like these, Greg? Is because there's more dwell time. People spend more time scrolling through, and they usually save this content, which is really good for your engagement. Because remember, social media success isn't just about the number of likes, it's about the number of comments you have, but more importantly, the engagement you get on your posts. So that's also why videos do well, and also why these carousel posts do well. And they help you bring to life your content in a way that the written word just doesn't. So those are just some ideas, and those are all things that individuals and law firms could do.